Breaking news, Edo government to retrieve Toyota armored Jeep 21 other vehicles from ex-Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu. And this has raised a bit of tension in Edo State at this moment. The crack between the governor, Governor Obaseki, and the former Deputy Governor Philip Shaibu continues to widen. This is a new release this morning, and I'm sure the governor is all out for him now. This one, you don't need to. I'm telling you. Govt Obaseki-led Edo State government has announced plans to retrieve over 20 vehicles still in the possession of ex-white Deputy Governor Comrade Philip Shaibu. Can you imagine? Philip Shaibu said they were ricketing vehicles, they were refurbished vehicles, and are very old and not up to 20. And after digging that issue like about 2-3 months ago, and it went to cooler. Now Obaseki is back again to getting ready to retrieve those vehicles, and some of them are armored vehicles. So what's Philip Shaibu going to do with them? They are government properties. If they are truly government properties, they shouldn't be in the possession of Shaibu, whether the government is corrupt or not. But let's dive into the details to see exactly what Govt Obaseki-led Edo State government wants to do. Niger News reports that this was made known in a public notice signed by the State Commissioner of Information and Orientation, Chris Osanehihare, on Tuesday. So in the notice titled Public Notice on Retrieval of 22 Official Government Vehicles, the Commissioner disclosed that Philip Shaibu has been given 7 days to return the vehicles. So he stated that should the former Deputy Governor fail to obey the directive, security agencies have been put on alert to retrieve the vehicles. And I will be that. It means that if Philip Shaibu refuses to return the vehicles, then security agencies will go after him, and then it will be Philip Shaibu versus Edo government. Can Philip Shaibu survive that? I doubt. So the notice reads, the Edo State government hereby issues this notice directing the retrieval of official government vehicles allocated to the office of the Deputy Governor, Edo State, which are currently in the custody of the former Deputy Governor, Philip Shaibu. So the vehicles were actually allocated to the office of the Deputy Governor and not allocated to Philip Shaibu as a person. So he is supposed to leave those vehicles with the office or at the office while he was exiting the office. He wasn't supposed to go with them. So the former Deputy Governor is by this notice given a 7-day ultimatum from the date of this publication to return the vehicles, as relevant security agencies have been put on alert to retrieve the vehicles after the expiration of the notice. So Nigeria News records that Shaibu was impeached by the Edo State House of Assembly after he fell out with the governor, Govt Obaseki, allegedly over his gubernatorial ambition. Shaibu was later replaced by Marvelous Omobayo Godwin, a former chieftain of the Labour Party. Yes, we know all of that. Okay, we know all of that. So with the way it is now, there's a bit of tension in Edo State now, and I can see the list of the vehicles actually. About 22 of them. So what will the office of the Deputy Governor be doing with 22 vehicles? This is the reason that when they're moving, they move in such a convoy that is harmful to the public. 22 vehicles, and some of them are armored vehicles, and they are allocated to the office and not to Philip Shaibu directly, but unfortunately he decided to go with them. This is the second time this issue is coming up. When the issue came up about 2-3 months ago, Philip Shaibu's response was that those vehicles were not new vehicles and were supposed, that were he refurbished them, or rather they were refurbished vehicles. And so people are saying that, but that is not enough. Whether it is ricketing, whether it is a junk, it is a government property and must be returned back to the government. He wasn't supposed to go with them in the first place. He should have gone with what belongs to him as a person and leave what belongs to the state government behind, because that is conflict of interest. In fact, that can be termed stealing or whatever they can call it. And if he's charged to court, he can't win that case. That is the truth. Meanwhile, he has another case in court challenging his impeachment, and he hasn't gotten justice on that. And meanwhile, he has collapsed his campaign structure in PDP for the support of APC governorship candidate Mondo Kwebolo. So right now he's in PDP doing anti-party activity. That is one part. Number two is that this is conflict of interest. You cannot go with government property. It's allocated to the office and not to you. That is the truth. So why did Philip Shaibu go with them? That is a question that he needs to answer. In the comment section here, somebody is already writing, and they said, why on earth do you assign as much as 22 vehicles to one man? Even if it is yourself, it means you have up to 40, 50 to yourself. This is irresponsibility. Yeah, we quite agree, but it's assigned to the office and not to him, so he should return it. As I say, and you believe this, office of deputy is different to Shaibu himself. There is nothing bad for deputy office to have 20 cars, because the governor office, okay, use up to 30 cars plus. So it's the governor's office, is the deputy governor's office, and not Shaibu himself. Nigerians are gullible. What type of democracy are we practicing? Okay, that is why the likes of Wike is dancing in the midst of hardship and hunger, yet we applaud him, and that's bad. These are the same governors that say they cannot pay 62,000 minimum wage. That is bad. Exactly. The same governors. Why is nobody asking the question of why and how was he given the 2022 vehicles in the first place? It wasn't given to him, it was given to the office. Eh? On what account was he given? Because he was not given the vehicle. You need to understand. Eh? And someone need to tell him, Mijolade T or Rido, I don't know. Later they will say the state is struggling with funds. How can the deputy governor be given more than 30 cars, including the one he submitted before leaving office? Okay, like that's not true. He just wanted to hook him by trying to drag him down. Before the removal of Deputy Shaibu, the vehicles must have been asked to return before vacating the office. You are not sure. Shaibu need to defend himself. Shaibu need to come up and prove it. They have listed the vehicles with their plate numbers. So what do you have to say? Shaibu need to come and tell us where those vehicles are. Whether he sold them or whether he gave them to people as free gift, he needs to go and get them back or pay for it. This governor should leave this young man that helped him to become governor. Politics, no permanent friend, no permanent enemy. It's permanent interest. So they can fight to die. He made some of them at the use. Okay, he made some of them at the use for APC campaign. Even at that, what is he doing with such number of high cars? Okay, we advise Shaibu that 99% of many deputies don't succeed. They are bosses, even vice president too. But he wouldn't listen. What's wrong with some of these governors? I don't know why they are too powerful or power drunk and they don't think about debt, and debt is obvious. If you are a governor, that I tell you, you will want to protect the asset of the government. The properties belong to state government and not to Shaibu. So he has to return them. And that is the truth. It's about conflict of interest. It's about possessing what does not belong to you. So thank you for listening. Let's have your comment over this tension now that is afresh in Edo State between Philip Shaibu, former deputy governor, and the governor himself, Governor Godwin Obaseki.